Trash
give away
to
all my
Cash
secrets.
podcast, episode 169 still. How's it going? It's not the episode we're on, but we're just going to be on there
I
till
just
I
like
can
the
remember to
69
check.
part of it. So
Oh, jeez. There we go.
Right at the beginning,
no,
Carrie.
I didn't
Jeez.
mean it like that. 69 is my lucky number.
was
That's my
calling us
lucky
out.
number.
Mike was
I was
calling
born on the
us out on his
69th of
podcast.
December.
Carrie's aggressive. You're aggressive, Carrie.
His
Dave
volume?
is
I can turn
mellow
it down
in
a
the
little.
volume. Yeah,
I can turn it
please.
I'll turn my volume
Please.
down. I'm sorry. Is that better?
That's a little better, yeah. Carrie gets excited. He just was recording his other podcast a few hours ago.
Yes, with his
Exactly.
new
I think we know where
buddies.
he stands.
The polish
yes.
and brush makeup.
The polish and brush makeup hour.
Are you even sell on eBay? Are you like not even? Why do we have this podcast if you're not a reseller?
We can sell it.
Dave
I am
is
a
cooking
reseller.
addict.
I literally am the only one here that just got done reselling. I was on a live on Whatnot selling. That's what I do.
How did it go?
Trader.
Probably not dibbed it
Trader.
level, but I'm sure it was
Yeah.
fine.
I did dibbed it on Wednesday, and I'll do dibbed it. We did dibbed it yesterday, guys. You don't own me.
Did you
You
dib
don't own
it?
me.
Did you dib it, Carrie? Did you dib it?
No, they all said dibbed. I made them say dibbed it on everything on Whatnot. Just to throw them off.
The bid does not count unless you say
dibbed it.
I like that.
Instead of saying bidding, anybody dibbing on this one? Anybody going to dib on
Exactly. That's
this?
what I
Any
do. I
dibbing-
pull subtle
anybody's
advertisements
dibbing
that
on
won't
it?
get me booted from Whatnot. Yes.
Kevin, I sent you a new little circle logo if you want to use it so you
I
can
saw
match
it.
all our other logos.
He didn't
saw
like it. That's why he didn't
No,
respond.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it just would fit the family, Join the family, Kevin.
The
Join the
family of district marketplaces.
District
We're going to
Marketplace
own this
family.
place. Speaking
We
of, I
are.
want to own it. I want to own this place. I want when they go public, like they have individual investors or something. It's not public. I want to be like in that ground floor.
How do
I'm
we
saving
find
up
that
my
out?
Werthers and wheat pennies to see
You
if I
got
can
a
get a
lot
share.
of money. You could probably just angel invest like 3-4
Yeah,
million.
That's I know.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. We'll put
Yeah.
Carrie's Caitlin Clark money in there,
Yes.
Cooking Daddy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll empty the swimming pool, and we'll have enough. And
Oh,
we'll,
yes.
we'll own
They're
a
going to
little
love
bit.
it when you're throwing nickels at them. They're going to just love that. They're like, that's a silver dime. That's a
Yeah.
mercury dime right there.
I sold Mercury dimes. We were selling coins. Did y'all see me selling coins on Digital last
No, when
night?
I
did you do
saw
that?
you were
Last
on with
night?
the coin seller. 'cause you're
11
like,
o'clock.
Okay.
We were
And how did
throwing
it
a
go?
fire. Like I had sold one thing for $140, and he
Wow,
was
what
selling.
was
He
it?
sold like
That's how you
$1,000
know.
worth of stuff.
That's how you know you're old, when you start getting into coins. The only time you should ever be trying to get coins is just to make a video where you back
Not
out of a deal.
into
That's the
coins. I-
only time.
That is true.
Mike,
yeah.
whenever
backing out
Mike
coin
needs
deals.
money, he liquidates stuff, and he had
Mm-hmm.
coins, and I'm like, and I didn't make a ton on him, but I made a little bit anyways. I gave him, some money, and I was making some money, so I'm happy.
Good. I'm
glad
glad.
you're
I
happy. That's awesome.
delisted my whole store and then relisted my whole store because I didn't
Hoping
want to
to
do
get
new
you
listings.
top rated?
Yeah, I didn't want. No, there's no hope for that at this point. It was funny because I had an order come through and I was like,
Let me guess. You couldn't find it.
I couldn't find it. Yeah, that's accurate. I couldn't find it, but that's because I had sold it on Dibbed It before. And I asked the person, I told the person, I said, hey, I can't ship this. Can I cancel the order or whatever? They're like, yes,
You might
but
want to
have.
just shut down your eBay before they forcefully do it.
But they said, yeah, but you have to cancel it because if you hit buy or canceled, it'll ding my account. I'm like,
That's what I
that
was trying to do
true?
by sending you this message.
no, but I
Actually,
don't
it is
think
true.
buyers
but I
can
don't
get a
think
ding.
Yeah, they can, but it's really
What's
you
it
got to
mean?
really abuse the heck out of that
Yeah.
thing before they ever do anything to you.
Yeah, they literally
what are
have
they
a
gonna do?
button now that says cancel order on
So
the order
Dave,
right after they order.
Just say, I'm in the same boat. I don't want a ding. Can I send you $1 bill in an envelope, and after I do that, refund you all your money?
Oh,
That's
just
what I
canceled
would
it.
have done.
No, here's why I canceled it. This is the justification.
You're
you
never
can't
gonna get
become.
out.
You can't become below standard. I'm already the
Well,
worst.
no, you
Well,
can't.
can't
It's
get
called
worse
not
than the
being
worst.
able to sell on eBay
They're
anymore.
not gonna ban me. I'm still within the range of cancellations.
Can't ban ADH Dave from
No, they're not
eBay.
gonna. If
It's
they
bad
ban
for
me,
business.
I'm gonna get Philly Flipper to fight on my behalf and bring me back.
No, he's
They
too
removed
busy
all them
cooking
negative
on a
feedback from
Blackstone
him.
right now to care about eBay, dude.
Ooh, what did he cook today? I saw
I
that.
don't know. Let's go check.
It was like
It's,
it comes out in the
Was it
morning. Though. He's
mutant
cooking
chicken?
Dinner mutant chicken.
What's it called? Moving with Philly Flipper. Let me
Rolling
No, it's
with
called,
Paul.
yeah.
Move it. No, that's not it.
It's
he
called
did the angry
Emotional
emoji.
Intelligence with Paul.
The angry emojis
Hmm.
don't work anymore, Paul. I'm sorry. Not for me either. I'm still doing them, but they don't work anymore. Nobody's
The key
watching
is to get
any
real
of my
people
videos on
angry
Picker
at you
anymore.
in your thumbnails. That's the key. They want real human anger is what the people are craving.
You just, the key is, oh my gosh, there's a whole dead fish on that thing. Look at that. I do like that when he tries to use AI to make his thumbnails and says, on a black stone, sometimes AI actually makes it a stone that is black. that he's cooking on. Not a grill, just literally a black stone, because AI is not that smart.
Well, he needs to be using DeepSeek, which is taking over.
I
the
don't
world,
understand
apparently.
how AI can do all this stuff and it cannot spell. It can't spell.
Can't spelling is
Yeah,
hard.
would be
arbitrage. Good luck. Good luck. Arbitrage. It
Commonwealth?
will not do it. Yeah.
It can't spell. It can spell dibdit, but because it's a nonsense word, is that why it works? It can spell dibdit so well.
Did it make
turns everything
dibdit?
else.
Is that a word it made? Like dibbed
Yeah.
it, like like
It's
gravis
like, oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
this could be a word. Dibdit. Let's just
They
go
put
with it.
Tiquity in and it spit out dibdit.
Yeah, Tiquity it would have loved.
Well, that's all right. So
Oh,
we
well.
we have a lot of people asking questions over on Patreon, so we're gonna get to those in a minute.
Oh.
But I wanted to finish what I was saying. I delisted and relisted my whole store, Kevin,
Okay.
because I had like
Why?
2 sales for the whole weekend. When
Did
I
you
did
check
that,
to
Carrie,
see
I got
if
It's
9
because you're
sales.
below standard, dude.
I got 9 sales after doing that.
Oh,
I got 9
wow.
sales after doing
And
that.
did you
I
do
ended all
anything
sell
other
similar.
than delist? Like you just delist them all
delist
and
it
then
all,
relist
sell similar?
and didn't touch them
No, just bulk sell similar, and I got 9 sales out of it.
in a
Which
day?
I thought, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, and I had 2 in the
finally
whole
had a good
weekend.
day. I had a few good ones last week, and then it went down again to 143 3 days ago. I'm like, this stinks. But then I got a good one, 1,036 in one day. So I'm finally bumping it up. It's
Well,
taken a while.
I turned back on my promotion, but I already had the promotion. I didn't lower any of the prices beyond what my promotion already had been, which was like 15 or 25%. So really, I didn't change
sold-
hardly anything.
Promotion. Oh, you mean a sale?
Yeah, like a sale. Yeah.
Okay, don't confuse people. They're like, "Oh, no, Dave promotes it 20%. I should do
not
it." You know, you
promoting,
want to
just
do
We
that.
sold we sold 3 different, and by we I mean Dawn. Sold because I didn't even know these were posted. 1995 Linux Cats of Distinction spice jars. Have
Oh,
you
I've
heard
seen
of these?
those. Yes.
Yeah,
Cats
Dawn
of
sold
Distinction
2
are
of them
popular.
for 40 and 1 for 35.
19
And
what?
I also these are 1995 Linux, the Cats of Distinction. Let me show you what these look like. Imagine cats. You love cats, right? Right, Kevin?
No, but I like a couple of mine.
Like this sold for $35. Look at that.
Okay. Linux stuff, boy, they started
nonsense.
to overproduce it later, but the earlier stuff has got some decent value for sure.
I sold a lot of buy it now stuff on Whatnot today. Just like I'll do my live auctions and I put a bunch of buy it nows and I mention it like every 5 or 10 minutes and then people make offers and I take the offers.
And that gives them
Easy
that
peasy,
progressive gives them
Yeah,
that
it
free
also
shipping.
gets them
on
into
it,
the
yeah.
So there we
Well,
go.
I don't promote or anything, but
No.
I did
Especially
the sale
not
and the
Whatnot.
sale, and then I got 9 more sales today.
You did?
Very
yeah.
good. Is that a baby bottle? What are you drinking out of?
No, just a drink. Just a normal drink.
Dude. What is that?
Those-
Those are super hot right
This
now.
is what people drink out of, Kevin.
Oh
It's just
my gosh. I used to have students in my class when I started. I taught. Oh my gosh. I'm going to get out of here. This is my excuse. I want to go watch television with my kids. I feel like I ain't seen them all day.
Why?
This
They
is
need
some
almost
drinks.
making me do it.
This is
a
delicious,
real
by the
thing?
way.
This is
Yeah.
what people do now?
Mm-hmm.
I used to
people
have
do
a
now.
girl in my class.
Thank you, Mimi.
9th grade.
Thank
And she'd
you.
suck her thumb. And I had one other girl that had a binky.
Delicious.
It's actually kind of
What are we
good.
doing
It's
here?
really good.
I kind of just going to drink it if that's okay. Maybe I won't be so weird about it, but
I like
It's
I
weird.
like that it's probably upsetting to watch us do this too.
Yeah, it's going to be more
kind of
grown
upsetting to
men-
do it. I feel like
grown
I'm
men-
out of like I don't know how to
It brings
do it.
back in memory, like it's jogging some sort of childhood
This
memory.
is great for our wonderful audience.
Kevin, did you bring your bottle, or you're not cool enough to drink out of a
Yeah,
bottle?
I got it
You're
right
not-
here.
He's drinking out of a tumbler. He's one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
That actually is very delicious, Carrie.
Hey,
is
you guys
actually-
should start doing
This
that.
is actually it's a nipple drink in
Yeah,
assuming
in
it's
Korean.
kanji right there. Japanese.
You
It's
should
a
do this.
slow yogurt drink, strawberry flavor. One bottle's
called
only
s-
200 calories.
You should sell it, brand it.
Fresh.
You guys better than selling stupid soap on
Dave's
Whatnot.
Kitchen
you guys
bottles.
could brand like
Dib, we could call it dibbed it, and we could do a district dibbed it nipple drinks.
there'd be a huge market for that.
Well, I
Nipple
officially
drinks?
drank a lot of mine, Carrie. I feel like I'm better
It's
at
a
drinking
lot
out
of
this
work.
than you.
It's a lot of work.
You
The
have
nipple
to
makes it
suck
harder.
it. It's not just gonna fall out. You gotta like.
No,
put
it's
some...
too much.
Yeah.
I've been lazy since back in the day, I guess.
Your mom must have had just very free flowing
oh
milk.
my gosh.
I was bottle fed. Thank you very much.
Oh well, then if you should be very familiar with the bottle.
It went away.
Oh no!
It's cold outside. What's going on? How do I get it to come back? I don't know what to do.
I saw somebody
My
post
nipple's broken.
they showed a picture of Florida
Inverted, they call
normally
it.
and then a picture of Florida in the cold, and Florida shrunk quite a bit.
Yes.
the
Oh, I
cold.
see. Like shrinkage,
Yeah,
George
yeah,
Costanza style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
we-
Roman. I
we
think
had
who did that.
Beautiful weather today. I had my garage door open all day. Carrie stopped by a couple times, and you saw me just chilling
Actually,
out
it was
in the
nice here.
sunshine. It was beautiful. Yeah.
It's like 50 or something. I was like, dang. My
Carrie,
heater's
did
still
you
running.
enjoy?
Is that
Did you
bothering
enjoy
you?
the nice weather today?
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, even going to the Browns flea market yesterday was the first day it hasn't been freezing. It was
Yeah,
nice.
Oh, Kevin's gonna do his little thing where he shows us
Kevin's
his
gonna
booty.
poop in the corner again. What's he
He
doing?
does do this corner poop thing. Oh, here he comes. He's
He
back.
just looks at you like a dog, just kind of like.
Yeah, he's like, look away, look away.
Did you guys have luck? I didn't see any suck it videos this week.
I didn't go. I
I feel
stayed
like
home.
I've
Anne had
grown
a meet.
past the suck it videos, Kevin,
Good.
to a higher
Yeah,
plane of
you
recently.
You know what the
I
problem
didn't
is?
find
He-
anything really. Is the thing. I found some
Because
graded
Dave wasn't
cards.
there.
I'm
Yeah,
reserving.
no, I went though.
He went. He went.
I was sitting in the
Yeah.
car with Dawn. It was like 6 a.m, and Dawn's like, "I'm proud of you. I didn't think you'd do it." And I'm like, "I didn't think I would either."
He
Did Dawn
to the
find
point,
anything?
Kevin. Yeah, she got one cart full, right?
She found some stuff. She found like a train set. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
Carrie
I
barely
was so
remembers it.
tired. I was so tired. And then I woke up and yeah, it was also like one of those days where like next week when you go, it's going to be super busy. But like Dave was explaining, it was a makeup day for Browns. So it seemed like half the people were there. And the people that were there were not the casuals. It was the hardcore
It was the
vendors. So
hardcore
they
resellers,
weren't
yeah.
really wheeling and dealing very much. And I'm not good at wheeling and dealing anyway. So
Last week
they
it
were
was
like
that
$700.
freezing-
And I was like,
Yeah.
Last
I
week
wanted
was
to
like freezing rain.
I
And
wanted to
so-
talk about that because I'm
Okay.
listening to this other podcast that carries on. I got a lot of beefs about this actually, but one of
the other
them,
Let's
podcast?
get beefy.
No Banger
the
Sports
No
Card
Banger
Podcast, the best
Card-
sports card podcast in the world.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
it's a
listening to this.
codcast. It's mostly
It's a
fish
podcast. See,
centric.
I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Podcast. Oh my gosh. So I'm listening to this thing and Carrie's acting all high and mighty like he's better than
he's
everybody
always
else
like that.
because he doesn't negotiate
I have
and whatever.
three. I have
mean,
3 degrees.
the arrogance. And it's like
That's
I'm
not
like,
why. That
dude,
was the vibe I was giving. That I had
Yeah,
arrogance.
oh,
I
yeah.
thought it was like that. I was
Yeah.
awkward and wasn't good at negotiating. That was the vibe. I
and
was
like
trying
you're
to
not a
portray.
good person if you negotiate. If
I
it's
never
a
said
fair
that.
He said those
price,
You're
exact
not a good
words.
person because you
Just
don't
in
negotiate.
general.
But that's not everybody.
And you didn't even throw Tim under the bus, who you know will cut people's throats for a deal. It will. I've
why
seen
not?
it. I mean,
I've
it's
seen
like
OBX
70-year-old
Picker.
lady.
OBX Picker is the most aggressive negotiator I've ever
Yep.
picked with.
Well, we
And
were.
Tim
we
It'll
were
be
at
like
the-
$100. He'll be
We
like,
have
I'll
that
give
video.
you
I think I
$7.
shared it on shorts on No Bangers where we went to the sale and they were asking for $1 to park because I guess it was for a church or something. And then he offered 50 cents and the dude took it like without even questioning it. Tim was so good at it that the guy was like, "Oh, that's a good deal for me," and he just took it.
Knock, and the door shall be opened unto you.
He's
Seek
like,
and you shall find. You shall find.
you shall find.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Shall
Cod piece.
find.
You
She'll
shall
find.
find.
Kevin
The
Schill,
Commonwealth
everything
Bible
in his
right
life,
there.
Schill.
Listen, man, you got to
Polishandbrush.com, guys. Go over
Yeah.
there.
You
Polishandbrush.com,
actually.
guys. If you're looking for
We are
little
building
brushes to polish stuff with.
a pink and blue empire, and you guys
Yeah,
need to get
it's
on
true.
the down floor, on the ground floor, because
On the down floor, even.
Pink
It's
and blue,
happening.
baby. Pink and blue. It's
And there's
coming
2
in.
shows on Dibdit right now. One of
There,
them's not
there
doing
was
very well.
like, there's been sales like every day on Polish and Brush.
I'm making you
guys.
so much money over there, you
Polish
guys.
and Brush, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
making
are?
you so much money. I'm
Kevin,
not on Polish
you
and
act
Brush.
like I didn't do a co-stream with someone for an hour yesterday.
You
Yeah.
act
It's not like we're doing no work.
I would. Yeah,
Carrie's
I
not
did a
running
2-hour
card
show.
shows every Wednesday.
I'm running
Kevin's
every
doing
week.
all the work.
My problem is I'm obsessed. Everything I
That's a
get
you
into
problem.
is I obsess with it and everything.
That's why
And it's tough because I'm doing like 18 different things and I'm obsessed with all of them.
You
Except
should
for TikTok.
probably
I'm
put
not
that
obsessed.
focus on your prostate health. Let's just be serious.
Yeah.
All my uncles, I think, save one.
I know. Steve told us. That's
All
why
of them.
Steve
I'm
did tell
good
us that.
Lord
Steve was
Almighty.
telling us about the family's prostates, and I said
Yeah.
Kevin should really
6
be tending
brothers
to his prostate.
6 brothers, and all of them, I think, except for Steve, have prostate cancer. Anyway,
Yeah, well, that's not good. That's a little depressing. I wasn't gonna get all depressing.
Yeah,
but
you
they're all
went way
fine.
all
Well,
the
most
way
of them
into
are fine.
well, you know, it's
So,
slow
yeah.
moving. You know, so.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah,
on that
that's a
happy
real
note.
downer. So polishandbrush.com.
Yeah. Let's not
and your prostate makeup.
polishandbrush.com. Forget about what's happening with Kevin's uncles.
Brushes
That's the
not to be
tagline.
used for self-examination.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
exactly.
All right, so
right.
Dave,
Have you ever had your butt tickled with a brush? Polishandbrush.com.
But yeah, 9 sales today, guys. 9 sales
Nice.
today.
I
They're all
don't
low
have
sales
hardly
except
any.
for I finally sold the Deadstock
Another
Celtics
bad day.
Sports Specialties hat, Kevin and Carrie.
The
You
which
remember
one?
the Sports Specialties green one?
Celtics. Yeah, and it was an
Celtics,
old
yeah.
one, right? It wasn't a
It was
repop?
it was yeah, no, it was 90s with the tag. I took a low ball offer. I had it at 140. Someone sent me $100 offer and I said, "Sure. Why not? $100."
I sold a 1990s Chicago Bears hat for $25 in my sports card live stream today. They just paid $25.
cool.
I just kept saying, "Go look."
I just put out a video. I took one out of Carrie's book. Stop buying this stuff to sell on eBay. That's what I titled my video. And then I would, all the categories that aren't selling anymore. And then I would say, look, stop selling this. And then I would actually pick it up and put it on the table and say, this is what it's sold for. And it was the same item. So I did that on hats. I sold a cowboy hat for $95. Cowboys, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Redskins.
I hear they're
old
terrible.
Mecklenburg.
I hear that the Cowboys
Yeah.
are very bad.
Yeah.
That's what
They're
they
not
say
good.
on the
They're definitely not good at football.
Reseller
Not much.
Leftovers podcast. They were
But last
talking
week
trash.
was a great hat.
I also, to keep it on sports because I know that's what people want. I did Google it, and apparently the Commanders lost, and so did
Yes.
the Bills, which seems
Yes.
like sad.
So
on
we
both
had
sides.
it's just the worst possible scenario.
Yes,
of,
it
Yeah.
is.
It's like let's
Sad.
create it. Let's have AI create the one Super Bowl nobody wants to see outside of Philadelphia and Kansas City.
Well, my brother said that football's all scripted, so it's probably just the script.
It's true. They're
That's a
saying
fun
that
conspiracy
not true.
theory.
they're saying that after the game and the Chiefs win, Travis Kelce's going to propose to Taylor Swift, and he's going to
Swift.
retire.
Gosh,
That's what they're saying.
That's
That
another
is
reason.
perfect. Yeah, see, that's the
So why not
football
propose
endgame.
before you retire? I mean, what
No. No, you got to retire. You got.
Has he
that's
been
your
at it that
retirement,
long?
marriage.
Is he
Yeah,
the
he's
thrower
got-
guy, the quarterback?
No, he's a tight end. He
He's
could
not.
go. He could probably
he has
play
a tight
another
end?
year.
He's still good though. That's the thing. He's not bad. So he
Yeah,
can
but
quit if he
tight ends
wants
once
to.
they hit that spot, they kind of fall off.
What do you
so-
attribute the consistent Kansas City winning to? Do they have like a great coach or a great
They've
quarterback?
got great
What is-
coaching staff, a great quarterback, and
Who's their
selfless
quarterback?
players with a couple exceptions.
Who's their
Patrick
quarterback?
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The son
Sports,
of Patrick
guys.
Mahomes.
Sports.
He's the son of Patrick Mahomes, former Minnesota Twins
Baseball
pitcher,
player.
Patrick Mahomes.
Lefty, wasn't he a lefty?
I think he
I think
was.
he was
Looking
a
him
Yes.
up.
lefty.
He's a football quarterback.
Hey, I sold
Google
cards
says.
too, Carrie. I sold cards the other day with Dan
You
in
did?
Demand.
What did you sell?
Hey, Dan in Demand has a new podcast, y'all. Did you know this?
What's it called?
Oh.
Dan in
Podcast in
Demand.
Demand with Dan?
Dan in the Seat, something like
Oh,
that.
Dan.
Is
in
anyone
the
else
seat?
on it?
Yeah, he does it from the toilet, I think. In the
Oh,
seat.
Dan in
No,
is this
he
on his
doesn't.
OnlyFans?
The
Yeah,
Toilet
no,
Cast?
it's on Dan in Demand, dude. He's a
It's
big
just-
dib card seller now. He's a big wig over
I'm
here.
gonna look. Dan
Listen,
in Demand.
Yeah, he's got a podcast, and he wants
So, but it's
people
like
to
one of
go
those
on
where they just talk on their own channel and it's not named? or does
Episode
it have a name?
1. Episode 1, starting a podcast and selling on whatnot with Jack's Treasures.
it. Jack's Treasures is a Shop Commons seller, by the way. So,
Did we
yeah,
talk
that's
about
cool.
the fact? I don't think we did. We might have talked about it in the secret episode, but the Reseller Locker Room podcast with the book guy was freaking great.
Yeah.
I
that
just
was
want to give them props.
That might have been the podcast
Oh, yeah?
episode of the
I haven't
year.
listened.
like the
period.
reselling episode of the
Definitely
year.
better
is
than
that
any of
one.
this dribble we're doing.
There's a book guy already, right?
No,
There's
they had a
another-
special
Grounds.
guest.
Common Grounds. Finds.
Common Grounds
I know.
finds,
Oh,
and
yeah,
he was
Shane
great.
was telling me about him.
It's like the
He was
kind of
very
podcast we'd want to do if we wanted to talk about reselling. Which
It's
we
pretty
so why don't we
serious,
get
yeah.
why don't we get back from burnout? We haven't had a guest in forever. I need a break. Of course, I'd like to be on with her.
Why don't you just be on with one of the guests instead of putting it on
Somebody
us? If you want
send
real
her a note.
Why don't
insightful
you,
discussion,
Kevin-
why do you leave it to
Oh,
us?
I have a
Tell
good
Mel
idea.
we want
I have
her
a good
back
idea.
on.
We got me and Carrie secret episodes. We just released another one. I want secret Kevin episodes that are just from Kevin, and he just interviews a guest super seriously, and it's only on
That
the
would be
Patreon.
cool. Nobody would watch it,
people
but
would
that
tune
would
in
be
for that.
cool.
Dude, if it was just Kevin and Mel for
Actually,
an hour
I think
just
people
chatting,
really would watch
people
that,
would
and it would
freaking
hurt my
love
feelings
that.
a little bit, but people
would love
would
it.
watch it.
They would love it, Kevin.
Oh,
Just
but
think
would
about
they
it.
pay
it got
to
too
sign up
popular-
to watch it?
Yes.
I would because
But
they
if
could
it got
find so
too
many ways to
popular-
make fun of you from it.
If it
Maybe
did
I'll
get too
do one a
popular,
year.
I'd delete it out of spite. Because
Yeah, like Kevin could just bring like Kevin Tech and Sports for an hour. I'd watch that.
dude.
and it's all behind the paywall. Carrie needs money.
Yeah, exactly.
Carrie needs a brand new pair of roller
Dave
skates,
forgot to pay for stuff this month, so nobody made anything.
Yeah. Jeez.
It was a combination.
There
There was like a trifecta of things. We also Rod told me about like StreamYard's annual plan, and he was like, "Oh, it saves you a bunch of money." And I was like, "Yeah, I should go do it." And he's like, "Yeah, but don't sign up for the plan you're currently on. You don't need that. Get the cheap one." I was like, "All right, yeah, that's a pretty good deal." So I signed up for the cheap one because I'm currently paying like $50 a month or whatever for it. And so I go to sign up for the cheap one, which is like $30 a month, but then there's a discount because you're prepaying for the gear. Well, then as soon as we get it, we end up needing features that are in the higher plan, so I have to re-upgrade it. Anyways, it ended up being like $700 or $800 to get
for
the full
year.
year. Yeah, we don't have to pay it again.
And then you had to fix your bookkeeping.
And then we had to fix my bad bookkeeping too, which it resulted in a net 0 month. And we bought Carrie a new microphone, which I'm thinking I might just give to Kevin if he brings his Mac down. Maybe I'll set it up on his and let him take it home, and we'll buy you one next month, Carrie.
But I don't know.
I'm really excited for my microphone. I forgot about it, actually.
So. You don't know? Well, if you come down, then we could give you this mic setup if you bring your MacBook.
You could. The good thing is, if you packed a lot of luggage, you can keister that puppy right back up into Virginia. And
are you going to fly? If you came, would you fly or drive?
Probably drive, but I got to check my schedules out with my kids and stuff. There's a lot of events. So.
I get you. Well, when's your gym? We had gymnastics just yesterday. Do you have any next week?
I went to Knoxville last week, and Reagan landed one of her vaults. She's never landed. I was excited. And then I think another week. I don't know. She's got stuff. Turner's got baseball clinics and all kinds of stuff. So.
Hannah was all triggered because they put her in the wrong age bracket, like 2 year older than her kids, but she still got third in that. Good. And if she had been in the right bracket, she would have won it. And I said, it's
impressive that any child of Dave with his athletic,
Dave is actually honestly, Dave's sneaky athletic.
Yeah, I could see that.
Not like he doesn't have any sports acumen or IQ, so like he wouldn't be good at sports, but like Dave talked to me about like how he used to do flips and stuff, and I could see that because you're like a very
I could just do a backflip standing on the field.
You're spry. I never could do, even when I was skinny, I couldn't do a backflip. I would have died the first attempt.
The one time I over rotated and landed on the back of my head is when it was my whole body went numb for like 10 seconds. I was like, I'm never flipping again. I'm done. I am done flipping.
That was my brother.
Retiring.
Everything we did, boy, he would we go to like the plunge in California, the pool, the community pool, and he'd do the double flip. I'm like, dude, I can't do that crap.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh yeah, we did I did double flips on the trampoline growing up. It was wild stuff. Okay, so let's talk about reselling for a minute.
I got a list.
We're reselling podcasts first, guys, first and foremost, and. Again, people complain. I think it was Paige said, Dave's soon going to be a live auction only seller. Mm-hmm. No, everyone always says that. Dave's going to be a live auction only seller. Did you see
Paige's new video where it's like pretty strongly anti-dibbed it?
Really? He's
saying he's not going to do it anymore because he didn't. Yeah, I'm like, dude, you put up hats that were just generic that didn't even have a logo on them. I don't know how he could sell those anywhere.
Why? I thought he did good. I thought he made a bunch of money. Shane put up a thing. He made $1,200 in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I actually talked about this in my Flipper video that'll come out tomorrow, which will be the same day as the podcast. But I talked about the fact that Dibdit is picky. Like, you can't just sell garbage. You have to sell decent stuff. And if you put up garbage hats,
the good stuff flies.
You're lucky if you get $1 for it. It's just the way it is. If you put up a good hat,
it does seem like pretty consistently. Like when on a good day when I'm putting up good stuff, it does really well.
And you don't really need to have a following. If you go into Dibdit and have never done a show there before, but you're selling straight fire like Shirley does, you get an audience. There's a built-in audience, and she'll get
coming from Dave.
She got $200 bids on LGN figures. They were very rare ones, but that's the kind of thing you can do if you bring good stuff.
It's coming from Dave, who you didn't believe in Dibdit forever. I really, honestly, for a long time, wasn't sure it was going to work.
From the ground up, Carrie, I would say.
I did. I grew it. It was me and you, and then Kevin showed up when he felt like it. That's what I remember.
But I sold a splash hat, that USA Gymnastics, USA Olympics Atlanta splash hat, Carrie. You were on with me.
With tag.
Yeah, that was sick.
No tag. It was just a used one. I paid $3 for it. It was a very good hat. If Paige brought that hat, he would get good money. I got $48 for it. It's like a $60 to $70 hat.
I could see a scenario where he's not going to get the exact amount you get. I can understand that. But
maybe a little less.
Like if it's good enough, it doesn't matter who you are. You could be Kevin, looking weird and creepy, Nosferatu like, you know what I mean? And you would still sell it because it's just such a good piece.
But the problem with live selling in general on any platform is that so many people look at it as a way to offload the death pile.
Yes.
Not actually sell
It is the catch.
stuff.
I don't know if this is the appropriate use.
There's a fine line.
Catch-22, but you have to be willing to risk stuff. But it's so hard because there's no guarantee you're going to make the money on it.
Well, I think
and
people
sometimes
know,
you lose.
So many resellers, especially old school resellers, have been selling on eBay for 25 years, and they know eventually it'll sell on eBay. Eventually it'll sell, so why would I sell it for half the price or 60% of the price on Whatnot or on Dibdit or on any other platform?
Because it drags your store down. That's why.
I get it. So
listen, there's still ways to do it.
Is there validity to that? Having stale
Cheaper
inventory, does that actually hurt your store?
I believe it does. I mean, this is, you got to check with Krylov, but I believe that if you have a low sell-through rate store, it brings your whole store down. Now, I don't have anything to back that up, but I believe it.
I think people, there's a lot of negativity around live selling in the reselling space, but and people, I think I brought this up because Paige, I think, was saying Dave's going to be a live only seller eventually, and it's like, no, I'm not, because there's some stuff I don't want to sell on lives, but I will be honest. If you have a decent platform, if you have a decent platform, it's really tempting to say, I'll get 60% now. If you bought it right, if you paid the right price, and you can you paid $3 for a figure, and you can sell it for $8 today instead of $12 on eBay in 2 months, it's really tempting to just sell it for $8 today.
Because
it just is.
You can bundle that stuff because people will buy 13 things and you can put it in one box and you save the time, and the time is worth money. And you can focus on the higher sell-through rate or higher ASP stuff. I mean, I'm doing it. And like I said, it's a fine line. I'm selling stuff that's borderline eBay, that's eBay, and that's not eBay. And if you do that good mix, you can get people to buy, 6 or 8 different things and you can sell it off. So I think
I get annoyed a lot, honestly, about the people who are so precious about eBay being like the place to sell. The only things are changing. eBay still is number one. Yeah, eBay still is number one, but that might not always be the case. I hate to break it to people. It may be the case. It probably will be, but you don't know that.
No,
and there are people making a full-time living on Whatnot. It's no different than what it just reminds me of the thing that flea market people were saying about eBayers in 1998. They're like, why are they doing this? They should be selling locally like we've always done. Like, things change, and eBay may be around. It may be the number one. It may go away. Who knows? And you just got to roll with the punches and sell stuff. That's what we do. We're resellers. We sell where we can sell stuff.
I think the biggest detriment to live selling platforms, and why the only reason I see it being hard, not Dibdit, but for Whatnot specifically, why it would be hard for Whatnot to pass eBay permanently is all the nonsense sales, all the the games and the gambly stuff and the sketchiness that goes on.
No, I think they'll
allegedly
figure that stuff out with some time.
They'd have to clean it up because people don't want to go and play a lotto game. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do a mystery box.
Cards, that's the problem. With cards, they do. That's the problem. There's a lot of people who want to do that. They shouldn't be doing it. But
do you think? Okay, so out of all the people that are going on eBay to buy something, what percentage of them want to go play lotto games?
Oh, geez, how would we know that?
The only difference between, with eBay, there's a lot of
percent than Whatnot, I promise.
The thing that's the difference between Whatnot and eBay as far as a buyer's perspective is Whatnot, for the most part, hasn't unlocked the regular buyer just going to buy stuff. There's a lot of people going on to flip stuff. There's some people interested in cards who are buying for their collection, but eBay, you're going on to buy for your personal. You're not going just to buy for flipping, for example.
It's searchable buying versus the experience. I mean, it's
but there's more searchable buying on Whatnot than there was a couple years ago. You go type in a basketball player, Anthony Edwards. Yep. If they have listings in an auction, it's up. They have their anytime auctions. They have their buy it now. I've been selling on buy it now on Whatnot. It's growing. It's not anywhere near eBay, not even close, but it's growing.
There was 2 static buy it nows for cards on Dibdit yesterday. And so I like that part of the marketplace. But I think the district to sell it here, since I don't own it yet, it's already policed. It's already policed because we police it to some degree. District, that community. If there's somebody on there doing shady stuff as a seller and buyers start sending me DMs, we're going to deal with it. We're not going to let, and I don't think Whatnot's dealt with some. They've dealt with some of it, but some of it they don't.
But it's also a quantity thing too. I think they have a lot more. They have. I mean, we know they have way more sellers, way more buyers, so it's a lot easier for stuff to slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just
and eBay deals with it. I mean, we know that they don't. That we complain about them not supporting the sellers. It's because they go overboard the other direction, protecting buyers. That, in my opinion, obviously you should protect the buyer, but some of them. I mean, like I had a guy the other day. He bought a GI Joe thing from me. And he's like, hey, this thing is faded. He got it. And he's like, this part is faded and this part is broken off. And I'm like, dude, it is in the picture too. Everything is in there, right? He's like, but I like these pieces and whatever. So I looked the guy's store up, and he sells GI Joe all day long. He bought that to piece it out and sell the pieces.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to get the partial return. I'm like, hey, yeah, sorry, dude, I don't do partial returns. I'll be happy to give you a full return. Goes nothing. So there's shadiness everywhere you go, every single platform.
On that note, Kevin, now that I'm below standard, is there really a benefit to offering free returns? I'm thinking about turning it off. Like, why don't I just go all in on being a bad eBay seller at this point?
Yeah, just like, go all in on
I mean, because the benefit is if you're top rated and you're doing free returns and get negative feedback removed, well, that's in the crapper for me for the next 6 months.
Yeah, but you're not thinking about how the free returns benefits eBay. You got to start thinking outside the boat a little
bit.
It's not about you. It's about them.
Yeah.
So what I might get less sales.
What my struggle is with the whole live auction, and this Carrie came over today, and I was telling him about, like, I have a hard time listing on eBay because I almost would rather just sell it immediately on live. Like, I have this like
listed on
really cool Thomas Kincaid framed piece of art that I paid up a little. I think I paid $7 for it. Carrie, you were with me. And I said, I'm going to sell it on eBay for $30 to $40. But I'm looking at it and I'm like about to put it on eBay and I'm like, but even if I got 15, because there's like 7 listed and only 2 sold. So it's not going to sell fast on eBay. It's going to be here for 6 months if I put it on eBay.
There's also the thought of you're going to a day of garage selling. And if you go put that all on Whatnot, you will sell all that stuff. You put it on eBay, you're going to sell the top 30% within a month, maybe. Yeah. Then there's going to be layers, and there's going to be inevitably an item that I have for a year. You buy that never sells.
Hear me out. Hear me out. And Carrie, you tell me if I'm right. Dave loves to source. He loves to get out there. He loves to do that stuff. Yeah. He makes content. He does whatever. If you were to only list on eBay, that's all the time you'd have. Is all that you source. You source so much. Yeah. That all your time would be eaten up by listing on eBay, shipping and doing whatever, and you wouldn't have time for cooking data. You wouldn't have whatever.
Storage
so I think
space is another concern.
Yeah, because you can't list as fast as you can source down there. I can barely, but I wouldn't be able because you'd have to pass up so much stuff, which you could change your model. Yeah, but that's not in Dave's.
If you get good at this and you're paying 20% on something that's worth whatever the 100% value is. You're paying $2 for an item you can flip on eBay for 20 plus shipping, and you're consistently doing that. I think a lot of people, or at least I would consider the trade-off and take 8 to 10 on Whatnot immediately on all those $2 purchases. Let the other person sit on the item and get that $5 to $10 profit, and then you could churn and burn forever if you're
which is what Josh is doing and what Paul is doing. Like, I'm not the only.
They, though?
Well, they're buying
and selling that much on eBay.
No, well, they're doing the opposite. They're just doing live sales. I see. Yeah, they're just they're not doing eBay. They're only doing live, pretty much. But
and I'm balancing. I'm doing both.
I'm doing both right now
I've
too.
I've raised my ASP, and I love to sell like that stuff I sold last night. I could have sold all that on eBay.
Yeah,
and I would have got slightly more money. Mm-hmm. But man, it was. I'm all that stuff I sold. I'm sending it to 5 different people. It's going to take no time. I didn't list any of it. Mm-hmm. I just duplicate the list. Boom, 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 boom. Took me no time, no setup.
Yeah,
just sell it and ship it, and I made maybe 25% less than I would have made.
We're in a particular situation where we have like social media rolling, and we're making money on that, but. Anybody could get, not anybody, but people who believe in themselves, a lot of people who are listening who haven't started this and may be interested in social media can get there where they're making money and can do similar stuff to what we're doing. it may seem a little bit different than what a lot of people are doing.
I don't know if
maybe
I'd
not
say
to your level.
I dropped down.
That's why I fixed it. Not anybody, but I
down
think there's a lot of people
again.
listening who could do it.
I finally went to the top spot as far as sellers on Dibdit, and I'm now in second again to Second Love, who has no following on social media at all. She just is a good seller who shows up and sells all the time. She sources super cheap. I think she buys at the bins a lot. And she's just constantly selling good stuff, starting it at $1. Sometimes she sells it for $1. Sometimes she gets 20.
Dude, there was starter jackets on there. I was like, oh my gosh, there's like $100 starter jacket on there the other day. Today there's like a $50 starter, and they're selling it for like 20, 25, 30.
I mean, I sourced a little from Shirley.
There's not much margin, but
I sourced some from Shirley. I got a Mogwai Gremlins NECA figure.
Dave, I sourced from you.
You can definitely
Macho
source
Man
from me.
blanket.
What'd you get on that? You can definitely source from me.
Macho Man blanket. It might take me a minute to find it. I know I made money on it.
Zoe from the Gremlins. I think I paid $20 and it sells for $70. I got a ping pong paddle for $3. It sells for $120. It's a rare ping pong paddle. I got that on so like but she doesn't care because she bought it cheap, so she's just selling it. And that's the same way I am when I do my auctions. I'm like, I just want it out. I made a profit. If I buy it for $1 and I sell it for $6, I made a profit. Whatever.
But the key is how you set that live up. You want those people you want that cheap shipping at the beginning and then the progressive, because you want people to buy a ton of it. It gives them a better deal because the shipping is way condensed. You can't
start with like a $30
you can't buy
shipping
one
item.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's anyone who sources on auctions, whether it's Whatnot or Dibdit, they generally don't even turn on the sourcing button in their brain until they unlock that cheap shipping. So there was, months and months, maybe a year ago, I was buying from a guy in Canada, and the first shipping was so expensive. But when I saw I could make a profit, I was like, all right, I'm just going to pay the expensive shipping, and then I'm going to get
rolling. The only one.
And then I was very motivated to buy a lot because I knew I already had the cheap shipping, and I ended up buying 10 things instead of one.
That's the way to do it.
Because that was the best way to increase my profits.
I have got people convinced. I have been trying to push these sellers who are selling live to do 2 shows, ship one day. I'm shipping one day a week, Friday. So I might run a show on Saturday, Monday, and Thursday, and it's all getting combined shipping given the pick because people are buying more that way. I'm making more money. They're spending less money. They can flip it if they want or keep it.
I always try to do at least so there's issues with that if you're Dave or ADHD at all.
Yep.
And that's like losing stuff from one show in between the shows, or like literally that stuff happens to me. So I try to at least do 2 shows before I ship. So at least people can have a second show. So can
I give you a strategy?
Yeah, give me a strategy. Let's hear it. How do I not lose stuff in between?
What do you write down? Just the number on the item?
Just the number, yeah.
Okay. So I write down the number and the buyer. And after the first
show... On a little
show,
circle thingy? What are you sticking to the item?
Well, it could be. You can do it with a pen, not a Sharpie, and write the name.
I use a Sharpie.
But if it's a bag, you can do it however you want. I don't care. Figure out a way to do it. But then after the show, I sort them into names of the buyers. And then so you have those there. When the next show starts, when that buyer buys it, I just throw it in their box.
See, I want a 4-car garage. This is on my wish list. I want a 4-car garage. This is a life goal of mine because that would be so much easier.
Was talking about, we're giving like live selling strategy. Death Pile said he was going to set up a table and he's going to put, a grid on it because he does action figures only. It wouldn't work for us. But when the action figure sells, he's putting it in the 1.
Yeah.
And then the 2, and then the 3, and then so it doesn't even have to number it. You can just sell them all.
Well, I do I do big 18 by 18 by 18 boxes, 3 of them. One says small, one says medium, one says large, and then I run them and I put just the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I put them into the respective size boxes. And then I have to dig through them. Then I have to dig through them and figure out who got
what. The name of who bought it, because then you didn't have to look at the screen. Well, do initials.
Yeah,
you don't have to look at the screen when you're done. Before you ship it, you literally can just take all the items that sold and pile them up by the name of the person who bought it, and then cross-reference it on the list. And
Carrie's auctions are the easiest because he's got Dawn just managing all the items that sell.
It's not even that.
And their cards.
Like, I mean, when I'm doing the general auctions, well, when I'm doing general auctions, it's typically the stuff Don's buying. I'm doing cards. Cards are simple. Top loader. Then you take some. Painter's tape, and you write the number on it. That's all you have to do. Easy peasy. You could do a post-it note if you want. It's so
getting
easy,
like a sneaky cool card collection.
I'm trying to streamline this mofo.
Like from Carrie and Shane, like I've been getting a sneaky good card collection. A bunch of my cards came in from you and Keith and Shane today, and I've got Stranger Things. I've
You
got
told
Harry
me today,
Potter.
you're like, I kind of want to sell like these non-sports.
Yeah, I got the Harry Potter ones from you. I got the Gremlins like foil ones. Those are really cool.
Nice.
Like they're really cool cards. So I think I could like cards. I just could care less about sports. That's the problem. It's just the content.
Well, that's the thing. That's the beauty of cards. Like today on Whatnot, I was selling Mr. T sticker, A-Team stickers. I sold a card of the Pigeon Lady from Home Alone 2.
Ooh, I liked her.
I sold some lenticular Stranger Things cards. I sold a Jurassic Park. The guy, what's his name? The Dennis Nedry.
You know, he has lost a ton of weight. Have you seen him lately?
No.
He's super skinny. You can't even recognize him anymore. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, he's just been working out.
So Rockstar Flipper. Can we talk about Rockstar Flipper for a minute?
Oh, yeah.
So he posted a thing, and Rod sent me this, and I thought it was an interesting topic. Rod, is always coming in clutch with the topic ideas. So Rockstar did this big, long post about how no one's selling their iPhones with TikTok installed for $3,000 or $4,000 or $10,000. I kind of disagree. with him. I
disagree as well.
You don't understand.
His rationale?
But he said it's like Beanie Babies. It's money laundering. And I'm like, no, this is not that situation. It's just not. I really don't think that this is the Beanie Baby situation. I think there's people who deleted TikTok. You can't download it anymore. They may or may not be very technically savvy, and they may or may not have lots of spare money. And they just want TikTok back, and maybe to them $7,000 is not a big deal.
I know people that are super addicted to TikTok. Lady Arbitrage, for example.
Dawn would pay it if she had unlimited money. She would definitely pay $7,000
beyond the chronically addicted. Also, like people make money on TikTok. They imagine if you had a thriving. Like I make some decent money on TikTok, but some of these
TikTok
shop people,
make
a ton. You would pay $2,000 or $3,000 to be
back in
able
action.
to get back into to making that money on TikTok Shop if you know what you're doing. So I don't think it's unreasonable at all. I mean, it's not like thousands of these are selling. A few, I'd imagine it's maybe a couple hundred.
Yeah,
that makes sense. That's logical.
Yeah.
No,
if 6 years from now with TikTok,
TikTok, you can download TikTok.
No, you can't.
Correct?
No, you can't. It's not in the store.
So it's been gone since like the 19th for like 2-3 weeks now. It's been gone.
Okay.
They'll probably bring it back.
That's why
nobody knows
demand.
when it's going to happen.
But so this is only for the people that have lost.
So the people who have they maybe rage deleted TikTok
because
they thought it wasn't coming back.
Deleted it and said they were going to join Red Note or something.
Yeah, they're like, fine, I'm just going to delete it. It's going away. Or some people were like, it's now run by the deep state, so they're deleting it and all this other stuff. There was all these conspiracy theories, so they were deleting it, and now they want it back. And like Carrie said, if you were making $10,000 a month on Shop and you could get an iPhone with it installed again for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 even, you might do it.
Yeah,
it makes business sense. It's a write-off. I mean, I don't think.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
So what about like a burner phone? Like I have phones for the kids and stuff. That what if it had TikTok or an iPad or something that had it that's not connected to an account?
You could sell it.
Okay.
Yeah, you could literally, like, I thought about it. I was like, I'm tempted to.
So maybe we should run an experiment and see if Rockstar Flipper is wrong.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, but I don't want to get rid of my phone or TikTok. So I can't.
But you don't have any. You don't have any other.
I make money. Yeah, I don't have any spares with TikTok on it. If I had, I should have thought of it ahead of time. I mean, okay, and I do think there's a possibility
a bunch of burners and done it.
That some of the people that would buy a phone like this, is anytime you're buying something software related, could just be like, oh, it didn't have the software, I want to return it. There could be some nonsense that happens with like partial refunds and things like that. There could definitely be some. You could get scammed doing it. So I'm not like super interested in doing it, but I'm just saying I do think there's legitimately people who are making that kind of money on their TikTok.
So you're making news here. You're saying Rockstar Flipper is wrong about
I think he's
something?
totally wrong on this one, yeah. I think he's totally wrong on this one.
First?
I do want to say allegedly, because I think our legal team would want us to say that.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Or we could do a retraction next, or like a legal note next week or something. We'll figure it out. Our lawyers have informed me that Rockstar Flipper did not say this.
Slander when you're greeted at the door with papers.
Yeah. Anyways, I mean, I don't know. Let us know in the comments, guys. Do you think they're real or fake? I think it's a mix. I think there are a couple that are probably fake. I think people bid on their own stuff to make it look like it has higher value. I think there's always nonsense going on, but I truly believe someone like Dawn, if she had unlimited money, would pay $4 or $5 for TikTok back if she didn't know when or how to get it back. Like,
that's just for people. Like, I think there's a strong case for a lot of people to do that are just enjoying TikTok if they have the money. But
and then
when
the
you think
people who may
about the
pay 10
business
grand, that's the
implications,
business people. Yeah.
yeah, I think the people paying that big money, a lot of them probably, which it was kind of stupid to delete TikTok though.
Yeah, they shouldn't have deleted it, but they went on it for
Yeah,
a day and it's not there, it's not working, and they're
yeah.
angry, and so they
The
delete it. Like,
Exactly.
I've
The
done stupid
Chinese
stuff like
spies are
that.
still going to be able to spy on them without the TikTok. So
Yeah.
it doesn't even
They can
matter.
just use Kevin's Commonwealth Picker app.
Yeah, commonwealth.com. That's a
You should get
perfect.
an app, Kevin. Commonwealth
An
Picker
app?
app.
What do
Yeah.
I know about apps? You
It just
serious?
every time you open it just says folksy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
Just the
like sit
banjo
by the
starts
tree with me.
playing. It's all
Family
like,
is everything.
Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Easy
Where's
come,
Wallen?
easy go.
Honey,
Other
where's
Tonight there's
Wallen?
going to be a jailbreak somewhere in this town."
Other things may change, but we start and end with family.
Oh,
Exactly.
wow.
Yeah, we just say that.
Yeah, it's good.
Hey, you're going to bed? Let me remind you. Other things may change, but the day starts and
No,
ends
honestly,
with family.
I have a soft spot for that part of Kevin's, and I think he sold out the second he got rid of it.
No, he still has like a really cheesy, campy intro thing.
Yeah, but it's not like that.
I watched it the other day. It's still
cheesy.
pretty cheesy.
I can't find it. I want to bring back that old one time.
Just download one of the videos and
the
just flip it.
problem is that I don't know how to do that. The problem is, Dave.
I'll do it if you come visit, Kevin. It's not hard.
Do everything.
Well, maybe. The problem is that song that used to do that one, those old videos, when I put them on Facebook, they get demonetized.
That's because so there's like a whole scam about this. Do you know about this?
On Facebook? Because half my videos are getting demonetized. It's a scam.
There's a bunch of people who like claim little clips, common clips of music as their own years later. Not. And they convince Facebook that they own the intellectual rights so that they can earn some of your money. And they're literally, that's what they spend. Like a lot of it's done in like India and stuff, but they spend just hours and hours trying to farm for other people's revenue.
And this like stuff that was on, because that was off
like on bensound.com or like whatever the old
shared what's this were. What is this backwoods redneck song at the start of his videos? And then they go and what they try to get your money, dude.
It's sneakier than that. So what they'll do is they'll like make a whole song that's like not that great, but it'll have that segment that a lot of people use in the middle somewhere, and they'll be like, "Yeah, this is a segment from my song," even though the song is newer than the video you put out. But they still like Facebook.
There are a bunch of
with Facebook. They don't like. Yeah. It's pretty bad.
When they should have the whole time, they should have stopped and they should have collaborated and they should have listened. Instead, they were fighting with each other. They were trying to take your money.
Why is my YouTube channel on the homepage of Dibdit now? And then it just goes to link not found. Yeah, on our about section, it's just got the link at ADH Dave Flips on Dibdit.
Why did it ever?
It doesn't do anything. It didn't. It used to have Kevin's, and then before that, I had Trash to Cash, and we always asked him to remove it, and now it's my page, and it doesn't even work. Oh well.
Dude, I've been selling board games. I'm pulling a pay. Listen to this, y'all.
Okay,
how much do you think that? First of all, I told people on my Flipper channel, I'm like, listen, I'm going to put these 3 Hero Quest, what do they call them? Packs over there on Dibdit. And I'm like, I'm putting them over there. Somebody's going to get a deal. And boy, they got a deal. Nobody listened to me. I was trying to move people over there. But then one of them I sold on eBay. $470 for a Hero Quest Elf Quest pack.
Wow.
What do you think of that?
$400. That's crazy. Where'd you find those?
Actually, they were
a church.
Well, this is sort of a consignment, actually, that I had been getting off of a guy, and a lot of it's just for Dibdit stuff. But those were in there, and I'm like, yeah, we'll do it.
Okay.
Anyway,
well, good job, Kevin.
VCR. My wife sold a board game. You ever heard of Xandar? I know you know Xandar.
Xandar from
that was a board
Marvel.
game.
What the heck is that called?
Isn't it? What's the one in Big? Isn't that Xandar? Anyway.
No, it's not Xandar. That's who I was thinking, though. I don't think
I was thinking of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Xandarians. $44.95. My wife bought it at Goodwill.
Is this the board game section of the show? I didn't even know we were doing
I don't know.
I'm not prepared.
This is
I'm not prepared at all.
Sometimes when Kevin rambles, he just starts talking about stuff he's sold. He'll do this anywhere.
Well, you said we were going to do the guessing game, and then you just keep telling us. So let us guess. Give us something to guess.
Vintage 38. This was, remember the house I bought out? We bought the whole house, and the guy paid us to move everything out?
Yeah. Please don't
tell me. So my wife was in charge of the kitchen.
Too many.
And so she shows me these. She's like, should we keep these? I'm like, yeah, definitely. It's Crazy Daisy Corral. while you're gonna suck on that nipple. All right, vintage 38-piece Corel Spring Blossom Crazy Daisy dinnerware.
Oh, okay. How many pieces?
38.
38. So it's
Yeah, you
it's
know
got to
what
be
the
at least
you know
two
what
$2 a piece.
the Corel
maybe
that's those
3.
really thin, very hard to break plates.
No, but I'm gonna say $90.
I'm gonna say 140.
124.95 plus shipping.
With that sort of thing,
That
just
was
like
my
if someone
first guess.
tells me they
But it's
sold a
not
lot
very
of magazines, I always just do like 30 times $4 or $3, and
Yeah, but then you have to ship 38
But
pieces
listen,
of dishware.
but Carrie,
It's
if
not
you know
worth
what
it.
these Corel are,
I want to
they're
look them up.
very
What are they
hard to
called?
break.
Oh, they're like the
Corel.
melamine or whatever, like the
No,
plastic, the hard
no,
plastic.
no. They're very thin. So this whole thing is going to fit in. It's not very
Spring
big,
Blossom.
and you don't
It's
have
like a
to
poly bag. Can you
necessarily.
fit it in a poly bag for Dave?
You don't have to wrap.
I
Yeah,
can fit
Dave.
anything in a
Dave,
poly
yeah.
bag.
After he breaks them, you can put them all in there.
Yeah.
But
Blame the post office.
Yep. I can see a lady at the post office. Are you sure you want to ship it? Oh, yep. I got insurance.
I got insurance.
38 of it, but it's not that big, not that hard to ship.
Not that big and not that hard. That's what she
That's
said.
not that big and not that hard. You heard it here first from Kevin himself.
Admitted it on the show.
Mine is bigger than Dave's, by the way. He proved it the other day.
Wait, what? What?
We weren't going to talk about that on the show.
The play button. The play button.
Oh,
it is so depressing. The play button is such a joke.
No, you guys gotta get your mind out of the gutter. We're talking about play buttons.
His play button was so depressing. It makes me almost not want to have one.
You want me to show you mine?
One.
It is legit like lame. Like they've shrunk this thing to the size of a piece of paper, like an 8.5, and it's like weighs the same amount as a piece of paper as well. Really, I mean, Kevin, does yours feel cheap?
No,
does yours feel cheap?
No,
is it like super light? Mine weighs like the same, literally the same as like a few.
I'd actually like to see it. I feel like the play buttons now will just end up in a thrift store, and people think it's garbage because that's what it
really
feels
disappointing.
Like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's similar.
So let me see the side. Yeah, I want to see the side and the back.
It seems the same, honestly.
The side and the back.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah. No, it's big. That's much bigger.
Yeah.
Mine was the same size as my head. Mine was the same size as my head.
Smile and point at it, Kevin, for the thumbnail.
Yeah. Not doing it.
No, that's a good thumbnail idea. I like that idea.
Hey, you know what? So I've been getting just constant Rod, my buddy Rod.
Oh,
and not even Dave doing this, doing the countdown to when Cooking Daddy passes Commonwealth Picker. I get the daily updates. It's imminent.
It is imminent. What do you have? 128?
I don't know, something like that. Yeah,
129 maybe.
But I only grow by like 1,000 or 2 a month. You know, you're growing by 1,000 or 2 a day.
I'm at 1.
But I've got my ace in the hole.
I'm almost at 117. You got your ace in the hole? Is it your shorts channel?
I think it's an old timey sex phrase.
No.
Is it your second play button that you're gonna get when you pass the flipper?
I'm years away from that. If I ever get there.
Yeah.
that's 70 something.
No, Kevin. So they sell a like a new kind of play button you can buy, and it's like a desk thing. It's like a circle, like a oval type thing. It's like a heavy paperweight. Mm-hmm. It's a lot like the diamond play button. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna see if I can get one, but I don't know.
Diamond play, is that for $1 million? You get a diamond?
No, yeah, diamond is for
he's
thinking,
5 million. Dave's kind of thinking about it. He's talking about it more than he should. The $1 million play.
What?
That he thinks he's gonna
get. Hey, the $1 million play is possible.
Hey, yeah, dude, dream big, man. Yeah, Faint heart never won fair lady. Dream big, Carrie.
Calm down. This isn't the Dead Poet Society. Chill out.
Listen, anything's possible.
Get on the table and inspire us, Kevin. You were a teacher.
Me and Kevin are manifesting our gold play buttons.
I used to do that. You know what I used to do with kids that get hiccups?
What?
The kids would get hiccups, and I'd stop. It'd drive me nuts because these little distractions get me. I just can't. I don't have ADHD, but if it's like a little ticking or somebody tapping their pencil, it drives me nuts. If they had hiccups, I'd stop the class and I'd make them come up to the front of the room and get up on my table, and we'd all ask them to hiccup. Come on, let's hiccup. and they all couldn't hiccup.
You shamed them out of their hiccups. Kevin shamed people out of their hiccups.
It's just fun, like all the ways Kevin could get fired in modern teaching.
Well, to be honest, I would only do that with the kids that could handle it, right? I wouldn't do that with the wallflower, but I'd do it with the kid that would never shut up or what. I'd do it to that kid because they wanted to be seen anyway. Yeah, so it worked.
Oh, here we go. I gotta guess. You can guess this. What this sold for. Mizuno Bettinardi putter.
Bettinardi?
Yep, Mizuno Bettinardi.
Okay, Bettinardi. I think Uncle Steve has told me that's like the name that's like a competitor to what's the fancy one? How come I can't even remember it real quick? Scotty Cameron. So Bettinardi's got to be nice. So this is $129.95.
Carrie.
Mizuno's not a good name, by the way.
I'm gonna go $89.99.
Oh my goodness, Carrie, you little golf pro. $90. $90. It was listed for $120 though. So does Kevin get partial credit? I got an offer for $90 and I took it.
Credit.
So what do you mean Mizuno's not a good brand? I've sold a lot of Mizuno clubs.
Well, it's not a terrible.
Isn't Mizuno for?
It's not a terrible brand name in anything. It's not bottom of the line. Let's put it that way. But it's not
a Japanese brand, right?
Mizuno, I would think so.
I think it is. Yeah. I mean, I've sold like single clubs Mizuno that were like $70. So there's
it's
some
not
out
a terrible name. I'm not saying it's terrible.
This was Mizuno, $90.
I just remember having a Mizuno glove growing up that my dad bought me, and if my dad bought it for me, it was not expensive. No chance.
Yeah, I mean, guys, let us know in the comments. Would you pick up Mizuno? I almost always pick up Mizuno.
I'm not saying not pick them up. I'm just saying it's not a top name.
No, it's not like. But
I got one. I don't know. I'm sure Dawn shared this with you guys, though. Did she share the Qatar Starbucks cup she sold?
Yes. Really? I think I was next to her when she took the offer, so I can't guess at this one. But Kevin can guess.
Okay, let's guess. So this is a Qatar Starbucks mug. It's one of the city mugs. They're everywhere. Every city has it. But
is Qatar a city or a country?
Qatar is a country. So
it is a country.
Qatar. It is a country.
And they got some issues that need to be taken care of. But whatever.
Oh, let's discuss the politics
let's go
of
the
Qatar.
geopolitics segment of Crash to Cat podcast.
We got problems.
I don't even know where it is. Like low.
Let's just say
I can't even point
to
the continent
I'm still upset
on.
about Rutherford B. Hayes. I'm not sure why, but I'm still upset about it.
Isn't Qatar the live golf, folks? Isn't that Qatar?
It is. I think you're right. Yeah,
it is in the Middle East, guys. It's right near Iran and Bahrain.
Yeah, it's right by the UAE, United Arab Emirates.
Arab Emirates, yeah.
Oh, so someone had a cup from there from Starbucks, just a standard coffee mug. Rich. Carrie's girlfriend sold it, and Kevin, what do you think she got?
Dawn sold it $1 plus 100 shipping.
It's not too far off.
Pretty close. Nailed it.
I would have probably guessed $70 is what I would have guessed.
I'm gonna guess $100
because it was $100. Yeah.
$100 was there.
Yeah, that's impressive. How much shipping did Dawn charge for a coffee?
She charged $10 shipping. She's not a monster.
For a coffee?
She's not a monster, Kevin.
She's out of control.
There's a lot of handling that goes into that.
Oh my gosh!
You have to remember,
dude, it's like $7.
Dawn and Carrie pay $3 for that much tape, $4 for that much bubble wrap at Walmart, and $6 for the box.
That's true. That's a very good point.
They also ship with USPS standard in-store rates. They don't print the labels at home. They just
I always get tripped out when people talk about like the boxes, like the number boxes. I'm like, I don't use any of those. Dude. Yeah. I just buy boxes at Walmart.
No one does anymore.
I bought boxes the other day. I got them for 38 cents a piece, Carrie. 38 good sized ones. But I bought 1,000 poly bags the other day. 1,000. Well, you got to go big or go home. Get them cheap, man. You're going to buy them anyways.
I've been doing better. Like I bought 1,000 or I bought 100 poly mailers today. I just bought 200 top loaders because I ship a lot of sports cards.
200? That's nothing for you, dude.
I know. I should be buying. I bought them in thousands before, but I have a hard time spending that much money at once. I still don't like filling up my car. I like.
You should have a contract with these top loader people,
You're
man.
Right.
You should get them for free.
I should be getting them for free. You're right. You're right.
Somebody.
Yeah.
You're somebody. You have a
big top loader if you're listening. Yeah, Carrie will have them for free.
Big top
I have connections to Ultra Pro. I should probably talk to them.
Flippin' Lost Treasure said, question, if responding to customer issues is your problem, would dealing with them first thing in the morning be the best way to handle it? That's a good question. Let's move
Depends.
on. Cowtown Picker
ticked in the morning.
Let's move on.
Well,
my morning,
I had to wake up.
my morning doesn't start technically till 1 p.m., so that's technically wrong.
I would say I start each morning with the whatever I feel most passionate about that has to get done, and that's never responding to customers for me. So that's not.
And then in the middle of the day, there's lunch, and you're working, and then at night, you don't care about them anymore.
Well, and the thing is, if I do it in the morning, I'm going to be triggered all day.
I feel like if you're answering the best eBay questions, you're doing eBay wrong. Who's answering eBay questions? Who?
I think the best time is around 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. People get off around 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. They're closer to the end of the day, and do it on a Friday, just like the government announces all the bad news on Friday, so nobody cares. Yeah, Friday. Do it on Friday. I think that's a good strategy.
I just thought we need to thank our Wealthy as a Kevin tier member.
Oh, somebody asked about that. They're like, it was flippy business. I don't remember. Anyway, Matt. And he said, how do I get my name on that thing at the end of this? Because he's got a podcast.
Sign up for
I probably owe motivation, don't I? Probably this week or next week.
You either sign up on our Patreon or you sign up on the YouTube
get one next week
if you want your name on it.
People who are motivated. You'll be motivated next week. Trust me.
Thank you for the membership. Picks by Tyler, I Love Vintage New York City, Gem Flipper, Who Ate My Chips, Buff and the Stuff, Alexandria Pickers, Jake Ryder, TJ Benz Finds, The Flipper Skipper, Lady Arbitrage, No Nose Pickers, Brian Sempor Beal, Superhero Headquarters, Mike Camberelli, Vintage Sports Hair Flips, PaulsMerch.com, Ray's Hair Resell, and Logan Murky. Thank you guys for your support and joining us at that Wealthy as a Kevin tier membership level. We really need to increase the price of that because Kevin is much wealthier now. It should probably be $50 for that.
Now that he's getting
now it can just be Wealthy as a cooking
money
daddy.
Rolling in. I looked at my account. I haven't sold anything in like a day, and there was more money than I expected in there.
It's like $4.
That's not relatable to anybody, but I'm glad Kevin built that up. Thanks, buddy.
Cowtown Picker said, what was your first big sale? The one that made you think I could do this for a living?
That's actually
the very first sale I ever had.
Never. It wasn't even a big sale. I never had that moment.
I did. I was, go ahead, Kev.
Well, I've told this story a few times, so I won't. Sure I will. What the heck? You know me. Listen,
no one's listening at an hour.
I was teaching and was making no money. And I'm talking to the other teachers that have been there I'm like, how y'all do this? I'm like, how can you support a family on this salary? And nobody had an answer. So I was like, I'm going to start selling on eBay. I had heard about this eBay thing 25 years ago. Go into the social studies department and I see these cassettes. They asked me, this is embarrassing, y'all. I'm telling a good story. Just, can you black these two screens out real quick? Just y'all get off of here. I got to focus.
Let's do it. Come on. Do it.
No,
Dave, come on.
No, just know that Dave is drinking from a bottle in the background. So I go in there, and the lady who'd been teaching for 40 years tells me to clean out the social studies department. So I go in there, and there's a box of sealed cassettes of the Nixon-Kennedy debates. And I was like, I'll list this on eBay. Sold for $11.19 plus shipping, and there's a box of like 100 of them. I'm like, I'm going to make more money off of this than I will teaching for 2 weeks. And then it started to get me to think. Craigslist Hunter, I started watching. I'm like, maybe I can do this. All right, come back. So what about you,
I never
Dave?
had that moment. Yeah, I never had that moment. I had a
sale.
Okay,
I was in the basement. I was like 27 years old, living at my mom's house. As you do. I just graduated with 3 degrees from the University of Utah. I don't know if you guys knew I had 3 degrees. I had just 3 degrees. Within 2 months, I was fired from
How many degrees?
I had 3, and I had just been fired from my lucrative gig at like $12, $13 an hour from In and Out.
And I was sitting,
back then? Yeah, I think it was pretty good. And I was sitting there, and my mom's like, you should do something. I'm like, I might go back to school in like 6 months. Let me take a break, Mom. Jeez, is what I said.
Quit riding me. Leave me alone, Mom. Make me some pizza rolls.
I got to go back to more school because
I'm only 27.
I'm only 27, Mom. All these degrees are useless, I found out.
She's like, how about some grandkids? Come on.
No, trust me. I still hear that. Basically, so I was 27. She gave me a unopened, brand new Pokemon game that she bought my sister for Christmas in like 97. And I had done some card selling on eBay for fun.
So your sister didn't like it?
Yeah, she never even opened it. She never played it. I don't even know if she had a Game Boy. But I sold it at $1 on eBay, started the auction, sold for $70, and I got hooked. I'd already kind of been starting to get interested in that stuff. And within a year, I mean, I think I had within a year and a half, I had my store. I went all in at that point because I'm like, I got to do something. I'm old, and I tried.
Yeah,
Still struggling.
Dave, did you ever set goals, Dave? Like
Yeah,
Harry
Dave.
Tornado, or do we just laugh at Josh for that? Have you seen the soap
He's making
thing,
handmade soap, y'all.
Soap.
He should sell it on what's it called? Polishandbrush.com.
Oh, Polish and Brush. That's good. Harry Tornado,
Yeah.
go list some over there. I'll buy it.
Why not? Why not?
Somebody
I'll buy
sent a
some if it's
message
on
about
Polish and
Dave.
Brush.
They're like, how many boxes do you think Dave bought? I'm like, I don't think he bought any. I'm going to
Boxes of
sell
what?
a product like that this
Boxes of
spring, I
soap?
think. Yeah.
Well, I don't.
Just to support.
I have
Harry
insane
Tornado.
hives, guys. Any sense make me so. I'm like, just look at my legs. Like I tear the flesh
What
off
is
them
homemade
from
soap
shampoos
exactly?
and
Like, what is it?
it's
What's
horrible.
in it?
I get such bad
Plain
hives.
as homemade soap.
What is soap though? Like, what is it really? Is it just like
I think it's
water
animal
and
fat.
soap?
It's rendered animal fat. It's
Oh,
rendered
because
animal
I just
fat.
thought like to make
Haven't you
soap you
seen
had to
Fight
have
Club?
soap, and nobody knows what came first.
No, you have to kill a pig, you cut out its fat, and then render it down. That's what Josh and Haley are doing with their big house. They've just got a pig
They're
farm.
taking
Murder
their
Slaughterhouse.
pigs.
YouTube income.
Slaughterhouse. Allegedly.
The dogs get to eat all.
Josh is like, this has always been my dream.
All the whatnot profits are going into lard
I
rendering
finally
for
get to
soap.
slaughter pigs.
It's what-
Okay, so over on the Patreon, I wasn't done. So yeah, I never felt like I could do it for a living, and that's why I waited until I could also build up YouTube. That's the truth of it. I never thought it was going to be stable enough. I was really good at making money at a day job, and I never thought, oh, I can replace this income with just eBay. Even to this day, I can't replace it with just eBay. Maybe I could
If
I was
anybody
like an
could,
Amazon
it'd be
seller.
Dave.
But I never felt like I could. That's why I always needed to have multiple streams of revenue before I quit my day job, because I never felt comfortable. But I also
agree.
wasn't
I
making
disagree.
38. Well, that's on how I feel. How can you disagree with how I felt?
No, I don't disagree with how you
Yeah,
feel.
I'm just telling you how I felt.
I think more highly of you than you do. If
Listen, I
you
might have
were-
been able to, but I didn't believe it.
right. Yeah, I totally agree.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't believe it. I mean, if I was an Amazon seller too, I think that really would help it. Those guys move big money, and I was moving big money
I
on
think you do
Amazon.
without Amazon. You've got if you take how much I've said this before. Dave can put 80 hours of productivity into 40, which means he can produce 100 hours worth of labor essentially. If you took that and totally dedicated it to reselling, I think you could make.
Dave couldn't do it though because Dave would.
I don't think
couldn't
he'd want to
handle
do it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Did I ever tell you?
He has
But
too
did I
many
ever
other
tell you,
interests
like,
and too much ADHD.
At my old job, one of the co-founders, he ended up getting like ousted and kicked out of the company after they sold it to a bigger company. That sort of stuff happens, right? And he's like, oh, I want to meet with you. I'm gonna take you out to lunch, okay? And he takes me out to lunch. And at lunch, he's like, listen, I want you to work for me. You don't have to quit your job, but I want you to work for me. You only have to do, 20 hours a week. That's all. And, the reason you only have to do 20 hours, Dave, is because you can do what normally people do in 40 hours.
And he said, I'll pay you for 20.
And he's only going to pay me for the 20 hours. I'm like, how's that a sales pitch? Just because I'm faster at working, I should do, because I can do 20 hours at my day job.
And I'll pay you
and then
half
the
the money.
other 20 hours I worked on eBay because I was faster than everyone else. Like, literally, that is a thing.
Hey, that's a good point.
But that was like not a good sales pitch. I was like, I'm good.
I know a lot of eBay resellers who won't, Uncle Steve included, who don't quit their jobs because their jobs allow them to list on eBay. They have jobs. Like I did this as a teacher. I'd have a planning period. I didn't have to plan. I taught the same course for 20 some years. You kidding me? I just list on eBay for 45 minutes straight. And so there's a lot of people that have jobs that enable them to take the time at work, steal from the boss, and to list on eBay. And so they're like, why would I quit this job? That's why I didn't quit when COVID happened. I'm like, why would I quit? Because I was going to quit that year before. And then I'm like, wait a minute. We just, because that spring is when it started.
Kevin's like, I can really phone it in now.
Well, I didn't phone it in. I did a good job. But I was able to do a good job because I had been doing it forever. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to sit in a classroom. You tell me I'm going to sit in a classroom with 4 kids all year and teach all these people remotely and teach the kids in front of me remotely, even though they're in front of me. I'm like, okay, I'll take the paycheck for the next year. Yeah. Sure. And I'll keep listing on eBay and keep doing my videos. I used to edit my videos during work. I used to list 20 things.
No, I
on
did a
eBay.
lot of work. I did a lot of, I mean, I think I did too, honestly. And part of it was because I was able to do, and I was still one of the most productive people at my company.
Yep.
And but that's
amen to that.
Yeah.
So was I.
So Quirky Picker Chad says, has anyone ever bet you couldn't do something? If so, what? And did you win?
This is how we get Dave to do things. We show him somebody else that says they can do it better, and then we get Dave to get motivated.
And then I make a 2-hour
I wish I was
2-hour clip show.
I wish I was that smart. Like, yeah, that was awesome. You should do that again because I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But you know, like I wish I was that thoughtful. I'm never that thoughtful. But if Dave gets an earworm, like the fact that you know
competitive.
Took all your listings off and put them, relisted them or something.
That's why I take credit for Cooking Daddy, because it would not be here unless Dave wanted that play button, and he wanted it and wants more subs. That's the motivation now. I take all credit. I don't get a paycheck.
Once you pass Kevin, though, what's the draw? Are you going after Harry Tornado?
$1 million.
No, I want the gold. I do want a gold play button before Josh. That's the next goal. Yeah, it's gonna be hard, but maybe possible because this niche is small. I mean, it's hard to grow after you get to 350 in this niche.
I'm keeping this. I was gonna keep it to myself, but now I've got to get this because I know it'll spur Dave on. I'm getting awful close to 500,000 on Facebook, Dave.
Oh, look at that! How much you spend?
None. Well,
dude, I will tell you guys. This is like
a
little inside baseball.
But I didn't spend anything.
Facebook is to the point where you do kind of have to pay to grow.
I'm growing.
Unless it's not. I paid a little money over there. I paid on Cooking with Dave's Facebook, not on ADH Dave. Although that company paid Jelly Balls or whatever it was called, paid money for the account to help grow my ADH Dave account.
Good old Jelly Balls.
The problem is Facebook doesn't barely pay you anything, so it really doesn't make sense to invest money in it because even if you do start making money, it's like a pittance, right?
If you have a Cooking Daddy marketplace that you can pull people, you get different ways to monetize.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll give you an example in a minute.
I don't think it's worth it, but Facebook really does seem like the kind of place where you can't even get found if you don't get a viral short or pay money.
Yeah.
Okay, what were we going to say?
I was going to say that I had a strategy kind of like that. If you find different ways to move people, it's like Facebook right now is my main place. I'm trying to get people over to the marketplace because they're not necessarily resellers, right? So you can monetize people. So I did a little experiment with a 14 karat gold bracelet, and I put it on a scale, and I decided to auction it off instead of do buy it now. And I put it on a scale in my video, and then I put that scale into the flipper video, and I made $22 on that link for the scale.
Wow.
But I sold it for less money, but I ended up making more because I sold it for $90. A little.
So Elijah said bracelet. Kevin Carey is now reposting the video he made, Elijah's video, and he's wondering if he's eligible for another $10.
Dude, you need to get him a better lawyer. What are you talking about? Where did I repost it? I reposted it on Facebook.
No, on TikTok. You posted the same one twice. He said maybe you did it by accident, or maybe he reposted.
I wouldn't know how to do it.
Do you see how coldly he denies what he did?
This is a master's work out of the bag, Dave.
Yeah,
he reposted it. Yes,
maybe
the answer would be yes. Sure, he can get paid for that reposted video. Absolutely. You told him this. Don't give me this. You're lying for your kid.
Listen, I would never. He may have noticed. He also may have noticed how many views some of his stuff got on your Facebook. He's like, he called me. He's like, Dad, I think Kevin made $30,000 on the Facebook video. I was like, he did not make $30,000, but he's like, but he got 1.2 million views. I'm like, that is not 30,000. I sent him a clip. I sent him like a thing of one of my videos that got like 100,000. I said just multiply that by 12, and he maybe made a few $100. And he's like, oh, that makes more sense.
I think I made.
But he was like, he's like, I think he made 30 grand, which I was like, he didn't.
Could you imagine 30 grand a video, Kevin?
For a million,
the amount of chains he'd be wearing. He would be doing Zinnigan,
frankincense and myrrh. He'd have all three. He'd just be carrying around frankincense, myrrh, and gold.
And myrrh. 2 bags in each hand.
It's just like
which one you want? I got them both.
I want to see that fan art, guys. Kevin with gold chains and then frankincense and myrrh in his hands.
They're for the baby. Take them.
Did you see? I'm sure you spend your time watching my Commonwealth Picker videos. So you guys have been in the last few, not the last one, but the couple before that.
No.
And they were
I was drinking my
shredding
bottle.
you, Dave. They were shredding. Not everybody. You had some good. You had some nice comments.
This will help. Go
but
on.
there were some people shredding you in this thing, and I'm like, they shred Dave for nothing. This is Dave who goes out picking with me with no camera, pointing out stuff, and we're crushing yard sales in like record time because there's 2 people looking carries in there too. But so
Yeah,
Dave's he's handing me stuff worth money as I'm picking and finding stuff worth money. And he's got me up in his house. He's feeding me breakfast while he's fasting in the morning and whatever. And people still hate you.
Yeah, well, that's a skill.
So I had to stick up for you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, they're not. People don't really like me.
But there was more nice comments about Dave in this video than any other video I've ever seen. There was a lot of good fans out there.
Here's what's cool is when I'm down and I get verbally abused in the comments a lot. I go over to Cookin' Daddy. And there's like 0 negative comments. Wow. There's like 0. They're all super positive, your glowing.
Your ADHD, your idiosyncrasies.
They don't have the sense of superiority that the picking viewers have. I'm not sure why.
That's the whole. That's what I was talking about with the eBay stuff. Yeah. People being precious with eBay. It doesn't matter if as long as you're bringing in a profit and you're able to support yourself. You can do it.
Well, okay. So Kevin, what were they tearing me apart? Was I knocking people's stuff over? Was I not putting Dave. Stuff back?
No,
just for existing.
No. Just for existing. Yeah. And
well, that's not good feedback. That's not constructive criticism, guys.
Well, but
be someone else.
Did you not watch him in this video? I'm like, did you not see the whatever?
They're just like, ew, you're with ADH Dave. I hate him.
Yep. Oh, and one more thing.
I dislike anybody who doesn't like Dave, for the record. Dave's the best.
Yeah, there we go.
Kevin's okay. Dave's the best.
And read the Facebook comments, or not comments, when people send you messages. It's unbelievably brutal. I'm sure Dave.
Bad. Oh no, I've read some of them. They're like, I wish you'll die. I wish you'd crash your car. It's like, okay, that's aggressive. That escalated quickly.
It's pretty funny. How come I can't find these? I was going to.
Okay, we didn't answer his question. Has anyone ever bet you couldn't do something? If so, what? And did you win?
Dave bet that I couldn't beat him in bench press.
And we haven't actually tested it, but I still don't think
you can beat bench press, Kevin. For the record, I think your body would break.
How many push-ups can you do? Just
when I was in high school,
like
I
right
bench
now.
pressed twice.
No, now.
How many
40 years later,
right
what can you do?
Now I could do bench press. This is a guess.
I said push-ups.
Push-ups?
Yeah, like right now, just get down and do how many?
Yeah.
I don't know. More than you.
7.
More than 10 or less than 10?
Oh, more than 10. Oh my god.
More than 20?
Dude, that's pushing it.
I went and tried to push up a little while ago, and I could do them, and it freaked me out. Like, I'm like, I can actually do these?
Well, yeah,
I
but
can't
you got
do many.
2 inches, dude, with those arms.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a little
T-Rex. I have an advantage.
And why do you do this to yourself? You got these small appendages, yet you wear... But you wear things down past your elbow, and your shorts go like halfway down your calves.
I hate my shorts, but I'm too lazy to go
when you have short
get better
appendages,
shorts.
Kevin, that's the way everything fits. When you have T-Rex arms,
exactly tiny T-Rex hands.
But I mean, you wear shorts that literally are halfway down your calves.
Look, I still want to be in
so short, but you're not.
I want to be in a new metal band. I want to be in the new.
I also don't have a good answer for Quirky Picker Chad. Probably someone's bet me something and then I did it anyways. I don't know. I don't have a good answer. Let's move on. What was the worst job you ever had? Telemarketing. Gary?
That's bad. I did landscaping for 2 weeks. That was terrible. The worst part was, huh?
I feel like that'd be kind of like fun, like
I don't
the endorphins from the exercise.
I'm not a manual labor kind of person at all. I remember there was a moment where
they get up early.
It was in my neighborhood that I grew up in. We were just landscaping and doing general stuff around the community, and a cat had been hit by a car and died. And my boss was like, go pick it up and put it in a bag is what you have to do. And I'm like, no. And he's like, I'm not doing it. I'm like, well, I'm not doing it. So I don't know what happened to that cat. I think he did it because I was not going to do it. And I didn't. And I quit. Not that day, but I quit. It was like one of those times where I quit and he was like, I'm glad you said that because I was about to fire you. It was a good moment for
high school.
It made his life easier.
I worked as a dishwasher at lunchtime my senior year. I'd get off school at like 11:30 because school's a joke. I was a dishwasher, then I'd go back to practice for baseball, and then I would come back and I was a pot washer and or a server at an old folks home.
Yeah.
Although I'll tell you what, my
That tracks.
worst job was
where he
I
met
worked at
his
Old
first
Country
girlfriend.
Buffet in Springfield, Oregon, or
He was
Country
always-
Cooking or something. I don't know what
He
it
was
was.
always
Springfield,
you've
Oregon.
always been flirting with old people, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, I'm nice to old people. We're gonna be
Kevin-
old. That'll be us.
Yeah,
I
no,
do
I
have a
know.
theory,
You're-
I will say, on your channel. I'm still thinking about this. The reason so many people hate me on your channel is because of
I
this
got 'em ticked
podcast.
off.
No, it's because of this podcast.
Oh,
too,
100%.
Oh,
we
yeah.
slay you on this podcast
Dude, I
weekly,
could
and they
read
go
you a
try
comment.
it. They go try it out, and they're
Yep.
like, "Oh, they're still mean to Kevin.
You're
I
exactly
hate
right.
them."
Oh,
They don't
there
ever
is a
like
good
watch
group
our
of that.
content. They just hate us because we're trolling
Somebody
Kevin. Because
put
Kevin
that-
literally asks us to. He'll take off his shirt here and give us a whip and be like, "Get me, boys."
Yeah.
And we do it. We do
is,
it.
yeah.
You're right
already-
though, because
it's
a
already
lot of
lathered
those
up.
comments are, the way he treats you on that podcast, you're a better man than me, and whatever. I'm like, it's just a stick, y'all. It's just a stick. He's like, it's not a stick. Stick is 1 or 2 times. He does it for an hour and a half every
It's
episode.
the
I'm
show.
Like, all right.
It's the show we do.
My favorite
That's the show we
thing
do.
is when we're hanging out, Kevin, and I'll be ragging on you, and you're like, yeah, "Carrie, it's not the podcast," and I'm like, "Oh crap!" It's like how, because this is like how we like. It's
Carrie,
like
yeah,
we're
it
just
is
joking
Carrie
all the
more, but he's
time.
done that to me a few times too. Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, we're not recording it. Ah, that's true.
It
Yeah,
is.
no.
It's.
You have
I
to
will tell
remind me.
people that think that when I see these guys, it's this. This is what happens. I mean, every once in a while there's a series. When Dave gets tired, it's better, and that doesn't happen often. But later at night, Dave, the real Dave, kind of comes out and he's subdued a little bit, and he can be serious.
I take my shirt off. And Bodega Fine says, "What's the craziest place you've ever sourced inventory from?"
Well, the social
Well,
studies
Carrie
department
used to
was
steal
one of them.
toilet paper from the In-N-Out bathroom and sell it.
Yeah,
I'm
Black
sure
market
that
toilet
would
paper.
work.
That's not a real story, but I could believe it. We should all say something we
I
think
did
is
have my
believable
belt
about someone
stolen
else.
from the locker room at In-N-Out, and I was late
Yeah.
to one of the times I was late and got in trouble for because I didn't like to close my because we had lockers with the little spinny lock, and I never trusted those because I could never figure them out. So I didn't want to lock it, so I always left it unlocked, and they stole my belt, and I had to go buy one, and I was late to work because they stole my belt. It was my belt.
I think every
I was a
true
26-year-old man working in and out. It was hard enough. I didn't
think
need my
every
belt
true
stolen.
reseller is comping everywhere they go. Like, it annoys my kids. We're comping everywhere we go
yeah.
and sourcing, like theme parks or anywhere I go. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
I
I'll
bet
look
there's
at
something
like
I can flip
equipment
here.
at theme parks, like the
yeah.
fancy stuff. I'm like, I wonder what that costs.
Yeah,
Like that unit that runs
So
the ride.
so like, I'll source from anywhere, like goodie bags at kids' birthday parties. I'll just be like, yeah, I'll take 10 because that thing sells for $6 right there. That's a
Uncle
multi-quantity
Steve was
listing.
at the PGA event down there, and there's giveaways. Just people are giving stuff away at
Yeah.
the tables, and he's like, "I'm running this stuff on Whatnot live and making money
Smart.
off of giveaways."
What
Okay.
Chris Flip the World was selling the swag at Josh's Flip the World event on Whatnot
Some
Live
stuff
during
off
the
table,
sessions.
dude. That was pretty
Like,
funny.
So I don't know. I
like
just
it.
feel like a hardcore, like any hardcore reseller, is just everywhere they go. they're
Everywhere,
sourcing.
yeah.
There's
Hoarder
no way I
houses
don't
are
source.
always the weirdest, though, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get in there and it's like, Carrie couldn't do it, but I've had a
done it.
couple really
And-
good
and I-
hoarder houses.
Carrie couldn't do it anymore. He could.
I
He
can't
just got to
do it
overcome
anymore.
his
I used to
anxiety.
be much better, and I probably could do it, but like, I don't care enough. I'd rather just focus on sports cards, and thankfully they're not covered in rat feces usually, so I'm okay.
I've
But a
gotten
hoarder's
so
house, you
good at
never know.
spotting Carrie's tells. Like,
Oh,
it
dude.
upsets him. It upsets him how well I can spot his
No,
tells.
you're so
Like,
good at it. It's kind of creepy. Like sometimes you'll catch
I
it
can
before I
read his
catch it. I'm like,
mind.
don't tell me yet. I didn't
Yeah,
notice
yeah.
that.
I didn't notice it yet. I don't have anxiety about it yet. I was going to in a few seconds, but I didn't yet. Oh, the funniest thing, we went to Deezerland, which is in Orlando, and there's
That
this
place
dude
is so
sitting at a
weird.
table in a Dr. Pepper shirt like
Oh,
Carrie's,
yeah.
and then he's
I'm
got the
wearing my
same
Dr.
shoes as Carrie. And they're like, it's his little twin.
Didn't you yell like twins or like we
Yeah,
had a moment
twins.
with that
They
guy.
pointed
I feel like
it out,
he
too.
might
It was
have
a
been my
thing.
twin.
He might have been. It was kind of fun.
He shopped
So I
at the
don't know.
same Walmart I did, apparently.
And then CJ Benz Fines, founder and co-founder of the Pocket Change podcast over on the YouTube, guys, check it out, said, do you think chopping a long video into daily content is better than posting it as one long weekly video?
Do both.
Yeah,
You could do both. You could do one in
If you
short
have time.
form, vertical
In
video,
my
and then one in
opinion,
long.
though,
Shorts don't pay like long form.
yeah, in my opinion, if you're making, if for the most part, if you're cutting a long form into shorts, nobody's going to watch those shorts because they weren't made to be shorts. People underestimate shorts. They think they should chop up long form. You should make shorts
This
from
is
start to
Dave's
finish as a short.
This is Carrie criticizing the way I do. And look, we got 1.1 million
No,
views
well,
on one of my shorts. Just
I'm
saying.
thinking more. I'm thinking more along
You're
the
right,
lines
you're
of
right.
like a flipper video. Now, if you're doing a picker video, there's certain ways I do it. I like to have a voiceover at the start to set context to what's happening, but that's a little different. I agree. Like if you're
I
doing
think
a
one
picker
video
you
a
can
month,
chop it
one
up
video a
little
week
bit.
is enough. I think one video a week's enough. If it's a good video, you can get away with one video a week and be successful.
I will say, doing
you're
long
better off
form,
doing two, but one's enough.
It depends on what you want to do. If you want to build a community and build relationship with your viewers, short form is hard. It's not impossible to do. There's plenty of people who do it, but it's way harder to do than it is in a long form.
I mean, this is just like basic 101 YouTube, though. Anyone you ask who's successful will say it's better to do less videos that are higher quality than more videos that are lower quality. I mean, it depends on the niche, obviously. Like maybe a flipper video doesn't matter as much, but if you ask like a Mr. Beast or something, he's going to say, yeah, I'd rather do one every 4 months that's great than one a month that's mediocre. Like that's 100%. Just 100%. Quality over quantity, as it were. Like one of my favorite theme park channels, me and Carrie were just talking about him. Carrie knew of it too. I thought that was kind of cool. Defunct Land.
Yeah.
Who does the like really long videos
I've actually heard of that.
Yeah.
I watched one of those. They did one on the Wizard of Oz thing in North Carolina.
They're super entertaining. He doesn't do a ton of them, but he does. Like when he does, they're fantastic. And
they're
a lot
so
of people
good. Like
in.
Just the premises are so intriguing.
Yeah.
Like
Carrie, do you remember Santa's Village in I think Big Bear or Lake Arrowhead? Do you remember Santa's Village? Did you ever go up there? They had a Santa's Village theme park, and that was defunct.
That rings familiar. Cool. For some reason, I remember that name, like Santa's Village, as a kid.
I remember
we did go to Big Bear, so that's probably what it was. Yeah, I remember that. My parents would take me to it.
There's a Big Bear roller coaster at Dollywood now.
Yeah.
Oh, is there?
Did you ride it? I want to go to Dollywood, Kevin.
No, my kids did. I wasn't riding that thing.
It's a kiddie coaster.
Does Dollywood have like real roller coasters, or is it just like
you're thinking of Lightning Rod,
singer
themed
roller coasters?
Wild Wing.
Yeah, singer.
Oh, Big Bear. It was closed. It's like
new. It's brand new.
Yeah, it's brand new. Land. I would have rode that for sure.
Do you know what I love? Did you ever, back in the day in California, did you ever go to the ghost town? What is it, Calico Ghost Town?
Went to Calico. Yeah,
dude, that place.
Yeah, that's not a theme park though.
No, I'm just talking about a place.
Knott's Berry Farm.
My mom
went to Calico
at Knott's Berry Farm. She was in the band.
Yeah. Oh, really? I wonder when. When was that? 1970s?
Maybe you guys are 60s. Brothers.
Well, my mom
brothers.
worked
you have the same mom.
Like 1973,
Cindy?
4, I think.
Kevin, is that you, my brother Kevin, who I have not seen in 60
brother.
My brother.
Old enough to be my father.